Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a reason why we've already got the window rolled in? Did we already draw our lines? Right? So yes. Okay, so now we're just cutting the top out? Yep. Okay. Yep, that's okay. I was just making sure. No, you're good.
Does this mean I messed up my line when I drew? I'm trying to line it up here, and it's falling short here, but then if I tilt, it's falling short up there.
No, there'll be a little curve to it. I would make your cut right here. That looks pretty good.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just where you see that curve, just stop before the curve. So just like basically right in here is all the curve. But yeah, just not worried about it.
Alrighty. It should connect. Nice. You are a tinter.
I watched a lot of the videos.
Good.
Practice a couple times.
It's gonna help a bunch.
I just want to dial in everything.
Okay, where's Facebook being stupid? Why not? No, streaming software. Duh. I don't know. We'll see if this works. Okay. All right. What? Let's check it out. Just a tad bit. But your cut here is awesome. Like, this is perfect. Yep, it's an easy thing to fix, just making it wider. I'll roll it up just to see. Maybe a little bit on the soapy side. That's okay. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, it shifted a little bit when I rolled it up. I think we're pretty good though. Let me roll it back down and double check. Yeah, it moved a little bit. It's always good to spray it. I was trying to just muscle it. There we go. Take that bottom edge. I think it shifted just a tad.
When I was cutting.
It must have when you did. It was probably when you rolled it up. Because this is where it should be, and then it kind of tilts upwards. But when I roll it down, it's exactly where it needs to be. So it probably just shifted a little bit. Your water's a little bit soapy. It's still okay. Just make sure you push a little harder when you're tacking it before you roll it up, or roll it down. And it shouldn't do that next time though. So. Nice job, though. How you doing?
I think I'm all right, but I think I might have cut this a little too short on the bottom length one.
Okay.
I think I might have actually missed a step. So I ended up cutting the top edge and I like shredded this corner over here a little bit.
Okay.
And I realized my mistake afterwards when I lowered it. I was like, oh no, this might be
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, all right.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just throw another piece on there. Do you want me to walk you through it?
Sure, just so in case I don't miss a step over.
Are we hand cutting everything on the door?
Yeah, but I'm gonna do the Sharpie way as well.
Okay.
So that's the way I wanted to make sure I won't miss something.
All right. Perfect.
Let's go ahead and guesstimate, I guess.
Yes.
Jets okay?
You want to do jets? Because it's like goes for final approval. Oh, you want to do the wings too? Oh. Chicken balls. I think so. I think it's supposed to rain most of today. Oh, you need caffeine? We do have a Keurig up front. It's not amazing coffee, but we do have it if you want coffee.
I usually just make ice at home. My wife got me hooked on her little espresso machine.
Oh, yeah? We do something better at home, too.
Dangerous game.
What? It was the chili. Yeah. That's as close. It's not quite as good, but it's a good stand-in. There's like, I would get a couple different. Or should we get just those? Should we get just those, or should we get a few flavors?
Well, I want $10
each.
Oh, okay. So we'll have our own box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the best deal they've ever had. They're doing a large 3 topping for $16.99, and it's normally a $25 pizza.
I just paid that for a small.
Yeah, so
like
I just basically built like an
Sunday.
all-meaty one. I built the all-meaty one and the barbecue chicken one we normally do, and then I did I did the super special, just normal,
Okay.
because that's got like 6 toppings.
Yeah.
And then they had a jet spread, a 2-liter, and a large 1 topping for $25. So I did a pepperoni and bread and a 2-liter. I did a Coke Zero 2-liter to fit in with. And it's all, even with the boneless wings, it's still under 100.
Nice. Should we get a few of the boneless, or? Oh, she just wants to steal.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna hurt anyone's feelings.
Okay. Yeah, just leave it as is. Is the card on file there?
Yeah, I've got the
Cool. I don't know. There we go. We'll just leave it like this for now.
We're saying roughly over here, don't we? Just a tad bit.
Yep.
It's the black.
Okay.
Right there. That's perfect. Now spray it, tack it in place. All right.
Go ahead.
And then we'll roll the window down a couple inches. Actually, sorry, draw your lines first. My bad. Take that Sharpie, draw your lines, so then you know where these edges are. You don't have to get like perfectly to the top corner either. It's just really like, hey, where's my edge?
Okay.
Yep. Press inwards, so you can use it kind of like a knife. So you can actually like take one finger, loosen it up, kind of push it inwards so it's nice and flat there. And then you just put it right there on the very edge.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Then rinse and repeat
Yep.
here.
Just do one at the very side.
Okay. And now we roll ahead down the window. Just a tad bit, right?
Yep. So make sure too, when you go to roll it down, that it's not pinched in the corner there.
Okay.
So we're gonna lift it back. Just make sure it's a little loose, and then you're gonna hold it just so it doesn't get snagged on anything.
Okay.
Hold it up, roll it down just a couple inches. There you go.
And now we just start go ahead and cutting the edges off.
Mm-hmm.
So you want just a little bit less than that. And with your bottom tool, you can get away with adding a little bit extra. You can add a little bit more glass on it with cooking. But you do just want probably about this
There should be.
just where your meets
Yep, keep the blade holder against the glass. Nice.
yeah, this is pretty normal. I get this.
Yep. Tear this away. The only thing here, so mirrors make it kind of difficult when you're cutting into them.
Okay.
So it is helpful to go in the opposite direction. But go in the directions that's most comfortable to start out with. My only critique here is when you got to the very edge, you want to make sure that the blade holder is always pressed against the edge. So it started to, actually we're pretty good. This is the only part that I was really concerned about. I thought it happened a little bit sooner. You can kind of see a little wiggle right
Oh,
here.
I see. Yeah.
Just make sure it's pressed against. Once you get to here, it's going to just naturally hit into the mirror, so you can kind of get away with a little bit. But it's basically going to force you to stop here.
Okay.
And then you would just finish up your cut with like a ruler or something.
I see.
Otherwise, try and do this direction so that way you're cutting away from the mirror. But I know it's a little bit awkward going up the window than going back down.
Okay. Perfect. And then we're just gonna go ahead and take this over to the board.
Yep, take it over to a board. Yes. Yep, just the very edge.
They set up the cake or?
Yeah, the kegs are here. Just pull the hose out.
Yeah, that looks perfect. Throw it on the roof and rinse and repeat. Yeah. Looks good.
I feel like we need a different spot for this. Let's move you guys. Let's move you guys here.
Fell short a little bit, but I still have some wiggle room here.
Oh, it's okay. If anything, we just want to make sure we press a little bit harder.
Got it.
So snap the blade.
Easier to work.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Yep, just tear that away.
And I can shift this over.
Yep, spray behind it because it's tacked here. So you're gonna lift it right like that, spray behind it,
Is it me?
and then shift it over to right about there.
Got it. We did. The closest one is a barber.
Back a little bit farther.
But we did get right.
Okay. Yep. Now cut the other side.
Yeah, so right here, just pretty much the same way as you cut
So if it's shifting, spray the window a little bit, and then just tack it in place so it doesn't do that. Let me see that squeegee blade too. We just want to flip it the other way. So this is facing down. Right like that. Yep. We gotta figure out what to say for that. Because it's like the bevel, the flat side of the squeegee is kind of going with it.
Okay.
So yeah, you always leave that bevel side, like you're using the very edge of that squeegee blade.
Got it.
I should bring up chat. Why is chat gonna make me? I logged in. Probably just click on it now. Short. What happened? I walk away for 2 seconds.
Might be able to work, but I'm not too sure.
That's good. Because it should be. No, you're still good.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it can. Part of it's the way the seal just kind of is. It may have started out a little bit, but you're still not bad.
That like curve to it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Let me redo your spray bottle. It definitely seems a little on the soapy side. So that's going to make everything a little bit too slidey for you. So push in like that. So it trailed out a little bit here, but you have overlap on this side, and it didn't come out too far. So you're still within a decent margin. Let's go. So I'm gonna try and center it as close as I can. Right like that. And then when I pull this down, we'll put right down to right about there. Give us a little overlap. Tack it in place, really make sure that it's not gonna move. I'll give it that little wiggle test.
It doesn't matter which side you would do.
There. I'll have you roll that down. I'm gonna redo your spray bottle though. We'll lighten it up just a bit.
Comes out right from here. I'll like.
It goes a little bit.
Hand cut a line first over this and move it over and try to like.
What kind of shit is that? If they need practice, they can come tint windows in my basement. It looks good. That looks great. Cool.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, you can either take it to the board or just round them right there, straighten them out, whatever's easier for you. Alrighty. Okay, so this is the Sharpie pattern, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna check it by lining it up with the top here. So your cut here looks good. The round
Oh, I see.
rounded a little bit too much here. So you just wanna go straight up and then round it a little bit less next time.
Okay.
That's an easy thing to fix though. That's a weird one right there. Then I'm gonna roll this up. Here, let me- Bottom edge looks good. Oh, I pinched your corner. There we go. Bottom edge looks good. Side edges look good. Yep, that's nice. Cool.
Okay.
Yep. So on the next cut for your top edge, just if you're going this direction, just force yourself. As soon as you feel that blade holder really start, like I have to kind of pull this back and cut at an awkward angle, you wouldn't want to keep trying to cut that all the way there. You could then just take a straight edge and try and finish that top edge, or start on this side and go in that direction.
Okay. Alrighty.
Cool.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Go like a little bit below, kind of see that right there.
Is this not connected?
Kind of smooth that out.
Because that's weird.
So this is kind of what you're looking at doing with this stuff. You're just kind of fine tuning. Yeah, just cut it so.
Oh, they got a
like
link
I
for it.
was saying right here, and kind of same thing here. It's like most of this I'm not gonna have to take off at all. It's kind of fine how it is. But like where you've got like a little bit extra right here, I can go ahead and cut that. Just like that. As I'm down here, I can cut some of this off. Just move that off there. So like that. That is a little bit more
How much to get your windows tinted from a student?
because it's supposed to go behind the seal anyway. So we're just kind of looking at giving ourselves a good line to tuck into. And then we can go ahead, like, use this to cut like that off right there. And same thing here, we'll cut that off. And after that, we'll just go to the corners.
It's purposely going after him. It's always funny to me when it picks somebody. Here, let's put it back over here.
We're just looking at cut the side right there.
Where's my... Why is this not...
Not that part so much, just yeah, that this one. Give yourself a little bit extra right out. Couple extra notches there. Yeah, it'll give you a little bit more control. when you cut.
That's goofy.
But you just, you know how to snap it off.
up on a other window?
Yeah, absolutely.
This right here,
Yep.
this will just fit.
Definitely get some variety in.
Pull this back to where this lines up with that, and then you can just snap
Let me try this again.
give yourself a little bit of there. A little bit easier there. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna round our corners. So
You gotta kind of slam the bathroom door.
you can put this one any which way, but you're just gonna use your
We got him again. There we go. I think. Yep. How you doing on this one?
So I always have a problem with this part, so I should probably Sharpie it, all right?
Sharpieing's going to be a little bit easier. On the front doors versus the back door, you have that hard plastic edge, which makes that one a little bit trickier to do.
I mean, what do you think so far?
The cut here, that looks good though. The cut here is nice. You're notching them a little bit too much. There's so many people around, and then it just goes, what's up there? Here, we'll set this as a point. We'll start with that. Your distance and this cut is great.
Okay.
The only bad thing I see is this notch here. So what happened is when you made this cut, you just started a little outside, like a 1/4 inch away from where that edge is, and then you kind of cut into it. So you just want to pinch it in a little bit more and try and start right on that edge when you make that cut.
Okay.
Other than that, the rest of it looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been watching you for a long time, man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I've been wanting to come here for a while now. I've been practicing on my own car over and over and over, and I was like, you know what? I just want to take this class.
Nice.
And
What-
I like what you're doing, man.
Thank you. What kind of car do you have?
It's a Ford Focus.
Okay, that's a good practice card. Yeah. It's not a hatchback, is it?
No, but I have done a hatchback.
Okay.
I killed a Yaris, 2015. And the first time I did the back window, man, I messed up, and then I learned how to shrink it. That's what I'm kind of learning too now is like the shrinking process and how to cut them perfect. And that's why actually I question because every time I roll my window up, the corner keeps peeling.
Okay.
I think, and I was using 1-ply film from the beginning. They said that's good, but then when I started using the 2-ply carbon, I noticed a decent difference. And,
Yeah, the 1-ply is going to be just a little bit thin, which makes it a little bit more susceptible to like when it gets pushed up into a seal, you might have something that push backs on it. But if you dry out those top corners, like you basically we're going to get them hot, and then you're going to feel it. It just helps accelerate the drying process a little bit more, because some films just don't have a very good adhesive to them. So if you have a little bit too much soap, and then the adhesive's not as strong, then it's way more likely to peel when you're just rolling it up.
okay, so like when like for instance like when you go to install it, you just make sure the corners dried up with the heat gun first. Okay.
Yep, and then you roll them up. So when we get into installations, we'll go over that for sure. Finish up the corners on that, and then on your next pattern, just practice pushing it a little bit tighter in here.
Okay. I can redo this one again.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's gonna get pinched. Oh, and this one, so to fix it at this point, I wouldn't try and do anything about this. I would just straight.
Straight.
Yeah, I would just finish up my corners with this pattern right here. As is, like just move it away from the sides, do your straight lines, finish up the corners, and then start with another pattern and then just practice that.
Because I know that it has a seal, so I can kind of get away with it just a little bit, right? Because it's going to be kind of tucked in, or you think you'll
Yeah.
still be able to see it?
It's gonna be close to like being out. It's just a little bit far. It's not uncommon to have a small notch there.
Okay.
You just don't want a really big one. So just on your next pattern, it's a really quick, easy thing to adjust.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. How you doing over here?
We're doing good.
Yeah?
I just did the front.
Now working on the back door. Cool. Leave this up just a little bit higher. Just want to make sure that you're completely covered on here. Good. Yep, you'll have enough. Since we're not using the factory edge, this is another edge that we're going to have to cut on here too.
Okay.
So, did somebody show you that already?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I gotta start, cut this, and then match the sides and the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Oh, hey, it's working now. Great teacher, very professional. Thank you. I wish the camera angle would show what's happening. It's a little hard to. We kind of just wanted to set something up, but I can switch to a different camera too. How you doing? Any questions?
Pretty good. Getting this weird back window.
Okay. Yeah, it's got that kind of funny cut right there.
The bottom cut, does it have to be flush, or it just has to all be straight?
You want it to match up with that bottom edge. So since we're not using the flat edge on the factory, this is just going to be one extra cut. Let's shorten this up. So we're going to take our knife. We're going to poke just a little bit of blade out there. And so we're going to treat this kind of like a side edge. So we pinch the film in and then poke that in, and you just make that cut straight across the bottom. And then you get a factory edge on the tint without starting with one. So anytime you're using, let's say like a 36-inch roll, just a taller roll, right? You can take a taller roll, split it in half, and then get 2 windows out of it. But your cuts generally are not perfectly straight. So you can take a 36-inch roll, take a piece of that and line it up on the window just like you did. And then that's how you're going to start it out, is just by trimming off the bottom. And then you have your start point, and then you can go trim a side, shift it over, trim this side, shift it back over, and then continue.
Okay.
So all the rest of the stuff still applies.
Okay.
Is that a compact sedan? That is a Focus hatchback, yes. Hello from Japan, hi from London. Wow, people from everywhere. What brands are good? GeoShield. GeoShield, see? We got boxes. We got lots of boxes of Geo. We're practicing with their carbon. We have a variety of shades right now, but for the most part, 5. Carbon and a few different ceramics and other shades too. So when you're making those cuts, I don't know if I just caught you in a bad second. Extend your blade farther and keep a nice low angle to the window. So instead of it kind of like this, which makes you prop up a little bit higher, what that's going to do is it tends to drag through the film, dulls out the blade really quick, and makes kind of a messy cut. Like it just starts scraping the tint. If you do a little bit extra blade and then just try and go real slim to the window, it'll kind of shear it a little bit cleaner and nicer.
I do same like that, the edges?
Yeah, for all your corners. So, okay, yep, you still got one more over there. So when I'm making this corner cut here, I'm just gonna basically follow this along and then I start tilting it upwards just a little bit, swing into it. And I keep swinging it. You get a little corner cut like that. So that one still needs to be trimmed. This one could be trimmed a little bit better too. So practice on those ones.
Can I ask you one more?
Yeah.
Here, when I open the film and cut it,
Mm-hmm.
this side and that side go either top or bottom, right?
Yeah.
So I can shrink it later.
Yes. You always want to make sure that the factory edge on the film, so that'd be like where it's cut on the roll, basically the direction of the tube. You always want to make sure that that's lined up vertical on door windows, like most of the time, vertical on door windows. That way you can shrink on the bottom and the top. If you flip it 90 degrees sideways, then that would cause you to have to shrink out the sides instead.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll put a phone on. Then you guys can see a little bit better. I know it works better. GeoShield's the best. I like them. They're my fave. Put a mic. I need a good microphone spot. What do you do when there's fingers on the side windows? You shrink them. But we're not quite shrinking yet. We're doing patterns, and then we'll get to shrinking a little bit later. We're connecting the other camera. What's up?
Oh,
Oh. Let's go. There we go. Close our awkward camera.
Is this going to be right about?
Don't mind the camera I have around my neck.
Now, when I did that part, you see, like, kind of didn't get it all the way straight like that.
Okay, so it got a little short. Yep.
Got a little short. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing the Sharpie method now.
Okay.
Try that out because I don't know.
Yep. You just want to make sure that it's rolled in there. So when it gets trimmed, because what can happen is if it's just backed off a little bit, sometimes like when you shift it back over this way, it's then a little short there than it needs to be. You just want to make sure it's pushed over a little bit farther so that it completely rolls in there. It's just a bit of an awkward window with the way that that mirror comes directly into the side. Not every door is going to do that. So this is more something that you're going to see with Nissans.
So do you think so? Like when I start to cut, I would start it like kind of right here.
Yeah, you're just going to get the majority of it. So you don't have to start perfectly at the top. You can start here and then come down to like here.
Okay.
Just wherever you can get to. But you can absolutely do it with a Sharpie too as well and just draw where that edge is and then cut it later.
I'm gonna try it one more time without the Sharpie.
Okay. Trim off, one thing that can make it a little bit easier too, trim off your excess, that, and then off the side here.
So this isn't going to quite go all the way over. It's going to go just right about halfway to the seal. Same thing here. It's going to go right about halfway. And then we want to slide it just a little bit into the lines. So pretty much like this.
Can you check the email? Somebody got a different roll from what they were supposed to.
Just like that. And then I'm ready to roll it down. Got my top. So I'll let you. But those are the difference.
Yeah, I'd say trim that too. So like not just the top, but anything that's like really overlapping the sides, just trim it up there. It'll just make it a little bit easier.
Cut myself out.
Oh, shoot. You want a Band-Aid?
Yeah, please.
Like this.
We need a Band-Aid. Oh, they're over there. It wasn't long. 11, exactly.
2 hours.
It happens. Yeah, we got an assortment in here. There might be a different size that works a little bit better. But yeah, any of those if you want to grab that. There you go. But we got extra ones. Oh yeah, in this pack too. So.
They got me out live cutting myself, man.
It was a blade. Rip.
How's this right here?
Let's check it out. Okay. So I'm going to roll it down first. I'll line this up here. I want to say, yep. Okay.
It's too short.
Too short here, but this is good though, because I can explain exactly why this happened. Sometimes I say too many things and I confuse people early on. This window is just a little bit different because of the way that this edge is.
Right.
So,
Rolling up and down.
yep. So when I roll this up, it looks like it'd be part of your side edge. Oops. It looks like part of your side edge because this all looks great. Like you didn't do anything wrong here. It's just when we look at our side edge here, this is a side edge, and on this window, this is the side edge right here. This whole part is actually part of the top edge. So what we want to look for is when we roll down the window, what falls out of the seal. So I can clearly see this entire edge. So that's why this is all going to be considered part of the top. Anything that stays kind of flat on the side is typically going to go just like straight down into the door. Anything that overhangs inwards is just going to fall right out of the window. So this is a really typical door style that you're going to run into on some SUVs, on some cars. Most of them are just going to be either like that or they're going to be like this. So when I'm making my cut, just do your side edge from here to here and then ignore the rest of this. And then when you roll it down, you're going to make a cut that goes from here straight out this corner. You can make another one that comes straight here and goes out that corner too as well.
So this would be kind of considered like the top edge as well?
Yep. All this is considered your top edge. But you don't have to make it in one cut. You can start here, go over there. It turns out a little bit better if you can force yourself to start your cut here and come off the edge, and then here and go off the edge. Because otherwise, when you roll it down, you get exactly what you see here. Right. That's because this comes away a little bit farther, so you can't quite get to that edge, so you cut that separate.
Okay, that makes sense.
So let me...
You cut the top edge, and then this side, well, top edge too. You roll it up, and then you finish however that would work.
So let me throw a pattern on here, and I'll walk you through it. Do you want me to do a Sharpie or hand cut?
Hand cut.
All right, let me see your spray bottle. So we're gonna start with the window up all the way. Look at that. I even cut it way too wide. Been tinting for how many years? Every pattern that I pull out of there and just guesstimate, I'm typically like ½ an inch short, or it's like ½ a foot too wide. So I'm gonna trim this up. That's step one. Just to make it a little bit easier, trim up this corner too, or that side. And then I'll even start it where you had it before with, like, let's say we just cut a random piece off and we still have to trim the bottom edge here. So I'm gonna start with that. So our blade is out just a little bit. We're gonna line this up at the bottom. I'm gonna kind of pinch inwards, not all the way into the corner, just trying to flatten this out. So then I look for where that's rolling, poke in, keep pressure, and just make that cut. That's gonna be step one. And we're gonna tear this away.
So would we like
Now I'm gonna pick a side. I'll just do this side, because this is our straightforward, just side edge here. So I'm gonna pinch
a
inwards,
little bit extra right here?
poke in, cut down.
Just a little
And
bit.
we're gonna tear this away. Now we're gonna shift it over this way. Just a nice little, like, 1/4 inch to almost a 1/2 inch on this one really, but a little overlap on the side there. And then so when we're cutting here, I'm just gonna look for where it's straight. And as soon as it starts curving out, I'm gonna avoid all that. So I'm just gonna cut from here down.
But it looks like we got a little bit crooked. So, yeah, notice how we have a lot more excess.
So just that little bit right there.
So, basically,
So now we're gonna slide it back over in this direction.
so this would be good to
And so we have nice little overlap on this side, nice overlap there. And then we're gonna pick it up off the bottom and we're gonna drag it down so we got a little overlap on that bottom edge. So it's just like any of the other door windows up to this point really, except this is just really small. So we're gonna tack this in place so it doesn't move.
pretty much more like how
One little thing that you always wanna pay attention to, this is laying flat here on a painted surface or on a plastic surface. This has a tendency to stick. So if we roll our window down, especially on a hot day, it sometimes grabs it and the whole pattern shifts. So either make sure that it's kind of like lifted,
the only thing I would say
or
try to make
we just trim it
actually tack.
and we don't give it a chance to kind of stick to those areas. So that's the same thing here. This is all lifted, that's off the sides, so nothing's gonna stick.
So that's probably how you ended up at a little bit.
Now we're gonna roll this down just a couple inches.
It still is like good cuts, good window.
So I'm gonna go to my top edge knife. And so I like ending where this point is so I get a nice, clean, sharp point, but that's gonna cause me to go up in this direction and I'm gonna have to come back over in this direction. Since you're new, it's okay to just find where that corner is and start here and go in whichever direction is most comfortable. So you could cut like this and you could cut like that. You're just gonna have to come back and finish up that corner. But we're gonna start just on either edge, doesn't matter.
It might be.
So I'm gonna find where that top edge of the glass is, poke in,
It might have to be
push the blade holder nice and clean against the window, go right off the edge. Tear that away.
that would be
Then we're gonna come over here and do the same thing. So down here, I'm gonna get close, but I don't have to get all the way down. And then we're gonna go up and make that cut.
so where you really want to cut is
So the last little bit is gonna be taking care of all these tabs. So we got a big one, and I'm gonna save this one for last. All these other ones are just normal. This one's close to normal. So snap away my blade, because we made a few cuts. So we're gonna start with this. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna round that little bit. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna take a straight edge. Cut that away. Same thing here. And then round our corner. So we're just doing intersecting lines here. So like even this big one is like, I'm just following that edge straight down, and I'm following this straight across wherever it would go. And then we're just gonna round that little difference. So for this bigger one, we just wanna continue this in the same direction. I'll get a ruler here. So get a little bit more. So I'm just gonna follow this line as straight up as I can, just to simplify this.
You're gonna make more than one cut.
So that's cut number one. And now this is a lot shorter, but But you'll notice that on this one, it doesn't just go straight. It rounds in just a little bit. But I'm still, for the first bit, gonna make this cut and just follow that straight just to help break this down a little bit. And then we can match it up, we can guesstimate. So see what it's gonna look like first. So if I were to line this up on the window for insulation, it's gonna look just like this. And now I can see that just this little bit is coming outside of my edge. I can see where it curves. We get that little tab here. So it's a little bit of guesstimating, but we don't have to be super perfect here. We can just take this, round that off, and then we should be good to go. But we can take it, line it back up, and see like how this corner works. The nice thing about a corner like this though, is like even if I'm a little bit shorter, so much of this window is rolled up or rolled down, right? So like whatever is here is like, it's either down in my seal or it's like up here in here. There's very few times that somebody would leave it rolled down like this, and if it was pulled back slightly more than what it should be, like it's most of the time it's hidden. So we try and make it as close as we can, but don't feel that you have to get it like bang on perfect every time for that. But try your best on that. So at the end, this is what your pattern's gonna look like, and you can just break it down like that. Sweet. Any other questions with it? Just take it a little bit at a time. Holler at me if you have another question. We'll just be around checking on everybody. Here's your spray bottle back.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back to that. That was crazy.
I'm gonna take a break. How you doing?
I think I thought I was a little too short. I'm gonna pick up here.
Oh, we're trying to make this work?
Yeah, if I pull it up, it's gonna be a little short.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're right. So yeah, spray it, tack it. Just so it doesn't move on you, because we don't have much margin for error there. Yep, good. You just need to make a couple passes, and it helps to just make like a couple firm ones, and then you're good. That'll keep it in place. So for this bottom cut, did anybody show you this cut before? No. Cutting along the bottom edge. So it's just like cutting along the side, but we're basically just starting with a new factory edge here. So I'm gonna pinch this inwards. We're gonna have to go in this direction just because we got the mirror in the way. These mirrors also, a lot of times they'll, not on the Ultima, but on a lot of vehicles, they'll actually just bend outwards and kind of stay out of your way. So you take your knife, little poke here, and then you're just going to press the film in so you can see that nice flat edge. You're gonna take your knife and you're gonna just poke it right there. And you're gonna drag that right across and kind of hold the tint down as you make that cut. So I'll have you make the rest of it, but you're gonna do that first and then you get a nice new factory edge. Same as the sides, yep, just that very little bit. Does that go on the inside or out? It'll go on the inside. There you go. Yep, you're doing good. Those side cuts, and especially against the seal, they're gonna be awkward when you're first practicing. If you wanna do rapid fire practice too, you can take the same piece of film, make a cut, drag it down, make the cut again, and just in rapid succession, just keep doing it over and over again, like 10, 15 times in a row, you'll get it really quick. the knife you used to trim all the excess, where did you get that? So this is called the snitty cutter. It's basically like an overkill letter opener. It's really nice because it's got like martyr. They have really sharp blades. I'll change this one out too. Let's do that. It's stainless, but I've had this in here for as long as I've had the cutter. I think I got some extra ones in here. But we have it at 313 Tint. It's called the snitty cutter, or just like a safety cutter. But I like these ones because they're just really well made. They're like the OGs. But they have replaceable blades, which is nice. They're multi-sided, so you can use them like 4 different edges. So this will snap back in, so you could use it this way. You can flip the blade over, or you can flip it the other way. And then they just load back into the holder. Really popular in vinyl cutting. Spray behind, so it'll tint sticks like super fast. So just like soak it down. How hard is it to do tint for the first time on a scale of 1 to 10? I hate how many little steps there are depending on the method that you're doing. I think that's what makes it so difficult. It's just, if you're 2-staging, it's more universal, but you have 100 little things to remember every time you do it. And any of those steps, you can mess up just a little bit. So I'd say for the average person, it's pretty difficult. Okay, so to snap it, we're gonna extend it just a little bit farther. We want those notches to just line up right at the edge of there. So they're little like breakaway points. And then you'll take this snapper and you'll line that right up there, and then you just bend it away and you snap it just like that. Another tool that we give you that's got that too, I typically use the metal snapper, but there is a snapper too at the edge of this too, so you can grab this and snap away. Does your school have a cutter machine? Yeah, absolutely. But a big challenge about learning window tint is learning how to hand cut. So this machine right here is exactly for that. So if we want to rapid fire patterns, we're going to use that. But not everybody starts out with having one of those machines. You should always learn how to hand cut and learn how to cut on cars. Yep, good on that. So start with making that side cut there. Yeah, that's plenty. So just like to keep things moving along, just like 1 or 2 harder passes, because now this is stuck. That's all you need to do. It's like you just want it to grab a little bit if you need it to, so it doesn't shift everywhere. But then when you want to move it, now you have to loosen the whole thing back up again. There you go. Yep. Just keep the knife down. Good. Keep putting pressure on that side seal. The seal is definitely a little chewed up from other classes.
Yeah.
But yep, that went fine. So this little tab here, we're gonna take care of that when we do our corners.
Yeah, there you go.
What state are you in? Michigan. This is a standalone trade school, so this is a 3-day class. So that's what I was, like, when you squeegee it down, here, I'll show you a quick, let me see the spray bottle. That's perfect to loosen it back up. So next time when I'm gonna make that cut, I'm just gonna hold it and just make like one firm pass or two firm passes and just make them kind of near the top. So it's still doing its job, it's not moving anywhere. Then you can make that cut. That way it's a little bit easier to just loosen up this one little area versus trying to loosen up the entire thing. It'll just save you some time. Do you remove door panels ever? We definitely pull seals. We teach both. So there's just a wild number of steps for two staging, and I feel it every time I teach people. So what we've found kind of works really well is to show people both, but the people who have never installed before, since we've already pulled the seals out ourselves, we have them bottom load windows first, and then we go from there. Why is he not wearing eye protection? The acid. The acid. Good. I think you got it. Yep, that looks good. It's a little awkward with the mirrors in the way. I find a lot of times I have to go up in the opposite direction. What spray bottle? Those are the Obsessed Garage spray bottles. They just came out with new ones like a month ago. They're their press-all ones. I bought a bunch of them. Okay, so to shift it over, since it was tacked here, lift it back up, spray behind it. Those little tack points.
I'll bring it down.
Yeah, so we'll shift it over this way a little bit. What happened here? Oh, it's down, it's up from the bottom edge. Okay, so we wanna make sure we got a little bit of overlap on both sides. Good. Yep, and now we'll just pull it down just a little bit. I hate using baby shampoo. I don't feel like it's as good. It totally depends on the adhesive of the film. That's why tint slip is a thing though. I like tint slip, absolutely. But for years, like Lumar, what was it? Like Suntech, ASWF. There's a lot of films with lighter adhesives that just don't need as much slip behind them. Geo tacks up fast. It's like one of my biggest annoyances when I'm, when I'm tinting, when I'm trying to show people, it just has a tendency to grab the window really fast. So you need something that's a little more aggressive. Good. All right, now the top edge. Okay, so we're gonna get the green knife. So, because there's a lot of trim, we'll put out about like this much blade here. That way, because this is like right behind it. You can even see some scratches in here. Where you had it probably, and get a little close. We just want to make sure we don't cut into that kind of stuff. So we're going to be if we're going this way, we're running right into the mirror. It's going to make it a little bit awkward to cut this section. So you're going to want to start here at the front and bring it back this way. Just a little tip here, try and center yourself so that way when you kind of lean into it. So then when you're making this cut, you're more leaning and you don't have to bend your wrist as much. Because if you start here and you start doing this, it makes it really difficult to try and keep the same angle and edge throughout the whole thing.
This here will mess me up maybe?
They're small, they're not really gonna mess you up, but you can just spray the window quick. You can spray it and then just lightly squeegee against the top edge and just kind of flatten these out a bit if you want. You start just a little bit farther in. There you go. Yeah, right about there. Keep the blade pushed against the top edge of the glass, like the holder. Make sure the green is always pushed against the very edge. That'll help keep it nice and clean. All right. There you go. That went pretty good. It's definitely nice and consistent. The only critique that I had on it is the way that you held it kind of makes it, like, hold it again. Try and make that cut. Or just like, is that a comfortable position for you to hold it?
A little bit.
Okay. Whatever's most comfortable. It just might be a little bit awkward when you start going up like that. I tend to hold it like this and kind of support it from the bottom here. Some people will end up holding it like a pen, so play around with that a little bit between those two. Just make sure however you're holding it, you have like a nice firm grip on it, because some windows are gonna be a little bit on the jagged side. Like it just starts, you wanna make sure you have a good grip on that knife. All right, so the last thing to do is gonna be the corners. So we're gonna take it over to the board. I think the top edge is my biggest weakness. One thing that can really help with the top edge is the right knife. So we just use a cheap plastic holder, but the blade that we put in it too is really thin and sharp. It's thinner than a stainless. It's thinner than your average carbon steel blade. So it makes it a lot easier. But when you're cutting, something to remember is like you're using the blade holder and the knife together. So poke in and then make sure that your blade holder hits the top edge of that window. So the blade holder is holding the film against the top edge of the window. And then the knife is doing the cutting. Let's put a lot more blade. If I do this and I'm cutting, what has a tendency to happen is this. You kind of start doing like a seesaw effect. See how that's dragging film away? So look at the difference. This is nice and straight, and then this starts getting jagged. So main difference is just always push the blade holder against the top edge of the window, and then it'll hold that. But if you use a plastic holder, it's not gonna score the film. So you recommend getting a cheaper plastic holder for the top edges? Actually, yeah. I kind of stumbled into that. I misplaced a red dot, and I had a Black Magic tint kit, and so I just swapped out, like I had to use that blade holder. I didn't have anything else. And then I started using it on the top edge, and I was like, is this actually better? And I ended up just using it more consistently, because I use a red dot, this knife, for everything. But you can see how much slimmer that edge is. So this has a tendency to skip. Like it'll just kind of like fall off the glass. So you just have to get more accustomed to like pressure and holding it. And the other thing is the metal. It can put a little groove in the tint if you put too much pressure. So what we find is plastic, it's not gonna put that same groove in it. And these cheap plastic holders just have a more blunted edge, so they're way less likely to skip. Where do you get the plastic ones? We do have them in our store. You can find them all over Amazon though. But we have them already pre-fit with one of the slim blades, and then we have the black packs. These are those slim blades. These are much thinner. They're super sharp, super, super nice. They're like paper thin. I think my blade just fell out of it. There you go, that looks good. Harbor Freight has them. They'll have them, just make sure you swap out the blades. They'll have them with a really cheap carbon blade. That's not going to be ideal, so blades are going to be important too. Harbor Freight, that's a good point. Harbor Freight, Walmart. Plastic blade holders are all over the place. It's cool how you link up all the chat. Thank you. Nice. I can't imagine that Detroit would have a big demand for tint, not like Cali or Florida. There's probably less, but there's still a great demand. It's the most popular auto accessory. If you want to do some type of aftermarket styling to it, you're getting tint. Everything else has been pretty much done by the OEMs. But yeah, you don't necessarily need it throughout the entire year in the same way that's nice in like Florida or Cali. You're right about that. But we want to be cool too, man. We still got hot summers. We like shade, we like privacy. Huge market in Texas, absolutely. Because it's more to do with privacy and heat. It's like, oh, it's so hot, give me some shade. I learned a lot from your videos. Hell yeah. Do all your students use a press-all spray bottle? We have a mix. We have Zep bottles and press-all bottles. We're missing a few of the press-all bottles. I just saw OG came out with them. And I'm like, I gotta have like 10 of those. We're gonna get they just have some battery-powered ones too. I ordered like 4 of those. Those I think will be here today. I think I'm getting them shipped here. Nice, very nice. Top edge lines up good. You're got just enough width on the sides. Small critique is just on the top corner. Go a little straighter and round a little bit more towards the end. It just came out a little bit farther is all. But again, that's a small critique there in the top corner right there.
I got it a little too much.
Yeah, just a little bit. But it's like, that's a small critique off of what you did. Small critique, easy to fix. And then we're gonna roll this up. Double check where the bottom went. Beautiful, that's all spot on. Nice job, very good. All hand cut or plotter too. We definitely go over plotters. But the school is, like what people have the biggest struggles with is not just like, how do I load film and cut it out of a machine? It's how do I hand cut on a car without damaging it? How do I be more efficient? And then shrinking. So we absolutely do use the plotter and show people about it and talk about them. They're great production tools. How you doing?
I'm doing the no Sharpie nail today.
Okay.
So I pulled this to the sides over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I gave myself enough space to do it. You say that's about it?
I think you're pretty good.
Okay.
Just getting a little stuck is all.
Yeah.
A little overlap there, a little overlap there,
Yep.
and then we'll pull it down. It's getting stuck on something, like somewhere in there. It just needs to be loosened up a little bit. But trim that top off too before you roll it down.
Okay.
Because anything that's dragging over a painted surface is going to have a tendency to stick. So when you roll it down, it wants to take your film and then like contort it, like shift it.
Okay. Just take off the excess for right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and we want to squeegee it too.
Okay.
So, yep, lift it, spray it a little bit, and then we'll get it back into place where we want it to be.
Okay.
So we're gonna line this back up where it was. So we're down below our bottom edge a little bit, overlapped on the side. Spritz the window for me. I probably should have moved it down just a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Spritz it. And then take your squeegee, hold it, and just give like a couple of firm passes.
Okay.
And then that way, this is stuck, this isn't going anywhere. So now you can roll it down. And then make sure that that's lifted right off the bottom there. Perfect.
And then I can just cut like at least right around the edge, so I don't have to start at the corner. I can just kind of go from there and then
Yes.
card. Okay.
Yep. Nice. You made that fast. Yep, and just tear that away. Yeah, it's always all your corners and edges. Like if I trimmed from here to here only,
Yeah.
I know where this cut now is, and I just do a straight line straight from that. So you get close to the top corners without crinkling, and same thing for the top edge here. It's like we want to minimize as little of our corner cuts and stuff that we have to straighten out, because we can do the majority of it on the window. So you just get near it, but you don't have to get exactly right at the edge.
Perfect. All right.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, just round the corners and you'll have a good pattern. All right, how's this one going? It's that corner.
Just this. So like, I don't know if like, because I've seen a lot of videos where you just like kind of cut halfway and then open the window, but with this one, kind of messed up a little bit like over here.
Okay. Yeah, let me, I'll grab a piece of film and we'll start over with it.
Should I keep this one or
You'll get a little bit more used to it here. I know it always hurts, like,
I could use this for the corner or something.
right? I hear ya. Okay. Oh, I did it again. I cut my pattern. Oh my god, I can do the quarter windows off of this thing. Okay, so let me trim that up a lot. One of these days I'll make a system that works. All right. Oh, it's got the thing in it. Let's open this up so it stays out of our way. Okay. So, this little thing to note about this, I wouldn't let it mess us up right now though. You can still get away with lining the factory edge up against this. Okay. It has a slight curve to it, but it's not really enough to get in our way. So we'll still just line it up at the bottom for now. I'm gonna start with making a cut on that tall side, just to make this a little bit easier to understand when we come back to it. So I'm gonna start here, pinch this in, just that first little notch, and then make sure we pinch like the film inwards as much as we can. And so when I make this cut, I'm starting on that little curl. So it's not here and coming in. It's a little different. So we're trying to make it as close to the side as we can.
That's probably why I get those nudges.
That's exactly why you get them. Cut down, tear this away. Now we're gonna take this, we're gonna shift it over. Now we're gonna come over here, and this is all part of the top edge.
Okay.
This is part of the side. Now, what I look for is things that curve into the window. So if it goes straight, that's fine. The window's just gonna go straight up and down. It might tilt a little bit, it might shift a little bit, but it's basically gonna go straight up and down. So the thing is, when it comes and curves in, it's tucked up into the seal, and then it comes straight down, so then you see a bunch of glass exposed. So if you cut this all the same, this ends up a little bit short, and this ends up perfect. So I'm just looking for where it's going straight, and I'm gonna cut this right to there. So as soon as it curves, that's where I stop. Then we're gonna drag this back over. We got a little overlap on both sides.
Okay.
And then we're gonna pull this down. Pull it down right there to about like near where this drop off is, somewhere in between like where the rubber is and where that little drop off is. A lot of times that's like the perfect amount. It's roughly like a quarter to a half inch at the most. Then we spray the window, give it a nice tack so it's not moving. And now watch this edge when I roll it down. So if I put my finger here and I roll this down, it basically is like this far away, where this is like perfectly on the side. So this then becomes part of my top edge. There's gonna be some guesstimating from here to here, but I'll show you how to break that down once we get there. So I can go straight across, straight off of here, and straight up, and go straight off that corner so it matches. But it's okay if it's more comfortable for you to just like, if you're right-handed, cut like this, and then come here, and then cut down as far as you could. That's still okay. We're just gonna have to touch up the corner a little bit.
I like the other way where you kind of meet.
Okay.
That's what I was doing that the first time, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Nope, you can cut in either direction. So right here, and cut up, go right off that corner. So now this matches right there. And for the rest of this, I'm gonna grab a ruler, but I'll save this one for last because it would be really difficult to guesstimate that entire edge there.
So we're not curving it now, right? Now we're just going straight down.
We're just basically continuing these lines. We're just gonna make intersecting lines. And then from there, we'll see what needs to be done. So cut that away. We'll touch that up. So like your normal corner is like this, where you do a straight line there, you follow the top edge here, and then you take this and give it a little round. For most cuts, that works out great. So I'm just gonna eyeball this one. We're just going straight down, continuing that line, and then we're gonna round our corner. Same thing for right here. We're gonna take this, we're gonna round our corner. But for this part, so I started here and I just continue that straight line going up, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna continue in this direction, even though if we look at our corner, it does something a little bit different. It actually curves a little bit more inwards. So that's the only part that we're gonna have to guesstimate. But it's really easy to do that once you break it down and simplify it.
Why are you explaining what you're doing?
Why am I explaining what I'm doing?
That's what somebody in the comments said.
I don't know.
What you're doing. Just do it.
Just do it. It's not a tint class or anything. So I can see the tint overlaps where this curves. So I'm just gonna curve it from here right to here. Just that little bit, I'm gonna notch out.
you're gonna have to guesstimate regardless, right? Like, unless you get it like pre-cut.
Right. That little bit you gotta guesstimate. You're just gonna pay attention to, like, anytime you have a window that's like this, sometimes they go perfectly straight, and sometimes they're like this where they just round them a little bit more. So
You know you scratched in the window, right?
I know that. And I'm using acid and melting the paint. Oh yeah, so we install with tint acid now, okay? Yeah, we use tint acid and it melts the paint and ruins the interior. That's what I tell people anytime they ask now. What's your solution? It's tint acid. So we can just double check it. The thing is, if we're a little short on this corner, you're most of the time never gonna notice something like that. So this corner is typically either down here in the door or it's up here tucked away because the window's either rolled all the way up or it's rolled, most of the way down or all the way down, right? So as long as we're close there, it's okay if it's a little bit off, but we try and make it as close as we possibly can. But that's how you're gonna do that door.
Wow. You guesstimate that so good.
So to recap, line up the bottom edge, then cut one side, right? Shift it over this way, and then you're just gonna cut, we'll just leave a little line on it. Maybe this will stay. Like, I won't go really above this. So this little line, just cut the side edge from here down.
Okay. And then when you put the window down, like probably 1.5 inches, like right here.
Yep, couple inches, just so you can get at that edge. You'll cut there, and then you cut there. Either way first, like it doesn't matter which one you do first, just cut there, and then it's a matter of just straightening out those lines, rounding your corners, and you should get the same pattern.
And then you can tell if it fits perfect just by lining it up like this.
So to check it, I'll leave the window rolled down, because this is how we would have it installed. The top edge is always gonna tell us kind of like where everything's gonna be. So I'm gonna line it up along the top. This window does this too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna line it up here. Tack it along the edge. And then we're gonna roll it up. Without getting it caught. And then I can see where the rest of my edges lined up. So this is nice and overlapped there a little bit. I just got that same overlap, and I'm not tucked too far down.
And then this is gonna tuck in through here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, so it looks, you can see, like, so if our edge was here and we cut this, it would be so much shorter. But when we roll it back down, that's how much glass is tucked up into this edge.
Wow, okay. That
So
makes sense.
it lines up
So
perfectly.
it could just be even a little bit over, if anything, because there's so much like space in here, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't want to go too much over.
No. You want to keep the like you have some wiggle room, but you just don't want to make your patterns too wide pretty much ever, because you're just tucking an unnecessary amount of film into the sides.
Yeah, cool as hell, bro. I'm gonna try a different shade of paint.
Okay. Yeah, we have 5% over there, and I know we got some rolls of 20 too, or those might be long rolls. But yeah, there's a 5 right there.
Should I put it face down?
Yeah, either way, just put it right up there, and go ahead and cut another one. Here's your spray bottle. It's learning. It's when you're new to it, it's all confusing. After the course is completed, do they get to tint their own vehicles? We try and get somebody's car in here. It depends on what they have. Some of them have them tinted, and some of them want to redo their cars. I find it easier to pull the window out, but I'm a mechanic. You'd be better off with Bob loading them then. We typically have tutorials. So we typically are tinting actual cars, but this is a special 3-day class that we have going on. What? Do we get stuff? Oh, we got Obsessed Garage bottles. Ooh, and a sample. Who's this from? Oh, this is from Fusion. Oh, this is something I can actually open on stream.
It's their answer to the slip slam.
It's a cease and desist.
Yeah. They don't like to reach around.
Yeah, right. It's like don't do that. What do we got here? I saw these. We don't have these in the store yet, but slick strips. I think this is their answer to slip tape. Those are spray bottles that all say explosion, scary. Is this like custom printed Teflon tape? Oh, that's just the backing. Okay, so this is the actual tape. Oh, that's confusing at first. Interesting. So I think this is for cards and stuff like that. I gotta read their email again, but this is a newer product that we're probably gonna carry, just a sample of it. So people buy rolls of Teflon tape. This is probably very similar to that, just with custom printed stuff on the back. Spray bottles.
You just robbed us.
He stole it. Thank you. These are familiar spray bottles. I don't know the name of who.
You want the first pull?
Yeah.
It was charged.
Okay. I kind of want to try a few. Okay, whoever's putting their stickers on needs to do a better job, though.
Fired.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not great either. Yeah. I don't like this charger.
From the same place.
Yeah, Obsessed Garage. I forget the name because, and they're not trying to be sneaky about it. I forgot who makes these, but they basically just have Obsessed Garage versions of them now.
I like doing a windshield. Or for the bottom half of the two-stage.
As opposed to just a spray tray.
I thought it might have a little bit more.
I prefer a trigger.
Really? Yeah. It's weird.
I thought it might have like a little bit more pressure behind it, but I'll use them and see what it's like. I don't like this though.
Do they have to be like recharged?
Yeah, recharge. It's got in the back.
They should switch to a USB. This is gonna get lost.
USB-C only.
It is a USB.
Yeah. This is gonna get lost really quickly.
Like that wall-powered, what was the thing you just got? You ordered wall-powered, it came with a USB plug.
Oh yeah, I have a little fan up there.
Yeah, where's the USB-C in it?
They're quiet though. How's the window going? Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the end maybe we'll see.
Okay. I hope they change this. Maybe they'll be popular enough so they change that.
I just thought it would have a lot more.
Why is it yellow? This is crazy though. Like they put like a full-on marble. And it's heavy. All right, so we'll put some soap in here. We'll give them a test. What's up?
To the gas station in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Juice up. Do you want to try it?
She's going to pick it up?
It's got a good distance.
What do you said? Now that you can't.
Yeah.
Solo sprayers, that's what they are. Yes, yes they are. They're the solo sprayers that have been relabeled. But I like Obsessed Garage, so when they came out with the solo, their blue versions, I just figured I'd get a few. I wanted to try them, so it was a good opportunity to try them. Good. Looks like you're doing, yep, that's exactly right. Cut that, and then we're gonna cut the top. Yep. I can't hook it on anything though.
See, just one other thing is not like about this.
Just one other thing.
Just one other, and it needs like a wireless charging base too, you know?
That would be cool.
Then I would probably, then I would work.
That would be pretty sweet. Wow, this thing. I love this thing, but it's got some quirks, that's for sure. See, I already put it down. Let me grab it. All right.
First time doing this.
Okay.
So, what is your input on doing this? Because I was told you might have to cut this corner on the edge.
You probably should.
Okay.
Those curve a little bit more than the Focus does.
Okay.
So if I'm doing one of these, we'll make this bottom cut first. So we'll press in, could overlap it just a little bit more actually. Find that edge. And then we're gonna take just the same amount that we did for side edges.
Okay.
And we're gonna poke that in there. And make that cut and just go straight across. That's how we can get that curve. Now for the rest of the cuts, I just got these, so I'm gonna try them out. So sometimes I'll start with it just tucked down already where I'm gonna have it.
Okay.
And we're gonna make one cut on, I do it on the longer flat side first. So just like that. I'll take my top edge knife. We're just gonna make this cut. It doesn't matter if you go up or down. I'm already here, so it's easier for me to go like that. And then we're gonna take it. I don't have a hook. I need a hook for this because that's obnoxious. And then I'm gonna slide it over inwards a little bit, which is a little different from the doors because usually we're trying to make it wider, right? Mm-hmm. But since it's a frameless, we're gonna shrink it up a little bit and then we're gonna make the other cuts. And what that's gonna do is allow it to fit inside this, because if we cut it exact the whole way around, it tends to just stick outside the edges just a little bit. So we'll do that. I can flatten some of these fingers out. And then take my knife, go around the rest of it. Right, like that. You don't have to just go right around the corner. You can do it if you can, but it's perfectly fine to go off and then come back and just take your corners and round those.
Okay.
You might as well just finish that one a little bit. So I'm gonna take my pattern, straighten this out. So this cut was just going like that, so I'm just gonna continue to go straight. I'll round it a little bit more to fit. This one is almost spot on. We'll touch it up just a little bit more. And then we'll straighten out these. There we go. Let's see how this lines up. Yeah, a little bit more around here. It's pretty good. Right like that. So now it sits inside that edge a little bit more. So recap, cut your bottom, shift it down just a little bit. Then you can cut one side, the long side, shift it inwards just a little bit and keep this edge nice and flat. And then you can cut the rest of it.
Okay.
And then it'll line up nice and close.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can just throw that on there, grab another piece. How you doing?
Good. I just did this. I'm gonna try that one over there now.
Okay,
See how that goes.
cool. All right, how we doing on this one?
All right, we're doing pretty good. Now we're just lining it up now. So
Yep.
I would go right here. I think I might have went a little bit like this much space. I don't have, I mean, I was right on the line, but I don't have enough to like tuck it in all the way. But I'm like this far off. Not too
Okay.
much off.
Yeah, that's still okay. Mm-hmm. Yep, because as long as we know where that's going, you're gonna take your ruler and just follow that as much as you can straight over. It's gonna start curving anyways, but we're gonna get the majority of it. Like, do this first. Cut this straight up first, and then cut that. What do you do with the extra tint you have after install? Typically throw it away. It's hard to save scraps. There's so many different shades and films. Nothing's ever quite big enough when you go to actually grab that scrap to put it on a window. Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's fine. We're just gonna see where this lines up. So let's take our pattern. Looking good. So where this notch is, right here, that's where we're gonna start our round, and we're just gonna kind of continue it. So I'm just gonna put a little etch in here from where I want you to go. So we're basically gonna take this and follow it kind of like that.
Okay.
So just follow that line, trim that off, and then finish the rest of your corners and you'll be good.
Oh, somebody's calling out your flat tire.
Flat tire?
Definitely,
What do you mean flat tire?
definitely has a flat tire.
That's actually why I parked it here today, is so I could grab the air compressor and fill it up. It slowly deflates over like a couple of months. It's especially bad in the wintertime. What brand would you recommend for DIY the first time? Geocarbon is a really good film, but it's a little expensive just to practice with. Other than that, it's helpful to get a inexpensive dyed film. So one that I recommend quite a bit is T-View off of Amazon. It's like $100 a roll. It's hard to beat. How much does it cost to get this car done? So without a windshield, we would start at $299 for all the sides and the rear in that carbon. So the carbon that we're actually practicing with. $350 for C2 ceramic, and then $450 for Apex dual ceramic.
Is that the highest quality Apex?
Yeah,
ceramic?
Apex is going to be the best. So during lunchtime, I'll go over the 3 films from Geo that we carry and kind of how we sell them. But yeah, a carbon film is going to give you some heat rejection depending on how dark you go. A ceramic film is going to help block more heat, and it'll block it across the entire range. And then Apex is a dual layer ceramic, so it's basically like double tinting your car in ceramic. $200 car minus the windshield. I need to adjust my prices. $200. Yeah, it's hard under $250. It really is. You're just a lot more about volume at $200. You just have to be. The way I look at it is like, pay yourself like $50 an hour, and then see what you have left over at the end of that, and that's what you can grow the business with. So at $200, if it takes you 3 hours to do, it's really difficult. You kind of have to just keep going through a lot more.
How's it looking, boss?
Let's check it out. This looks nice. Heck yeah. Look at how that's perfect overlap there, line up nice and close there. That's a good round. Let's tack this in place. We're gonna roll this up. Still got perfect amount of overlap there. Spot on. Good job. Yep, that looks great.
Cool.
Nice job.
Quick question. Now, I know like a lot of windows, like I see a lot of tuners like they don't heat it, but I mean that's not really necessary for this, right? 'Cause it's not too curved. Like we wouldn't have to heat it.
I still would. Yeah, we're still gonna go through heat shrinking. It's less important on your average window if you've pulled the seal out. On the Focus, on the front doors, we definitely pull the seals on those.
Okay.
On the back doors, it could go either way. We keep the seals handy just in case you want to put them back in.
Oh, so the seals are off.
Yeah, we already took those out for those. We're gonna show people how to take them out and put them back in,
Okay.
but every car is gonna be different. So we like to show both ways of practicing. Just like cutting with a Sharpie is an easier way to get a pattern with less steps. If you pull the seal, it's easier to get your tint installed, but it comes with just learning more about the differences between seals and cars and stuff. And there's such a variety out of there, it'd be kind of impossible for us to teach that here. So we show the bottom loading technique and then the 2-staging way. But we show what we can as far as removing.
I think I'm gonna do this one again because I like the whole curving thing, you know?
Oh yeah, get it down. Nice job on that one though.
Thank you, man.
I don't see any notches either on your pattern. So like the side, there's like a slight one there. That's itty bitty. That'd never cause a problem. And I don't see any on that side too. There you go.
Thank you.
You're getting it.
Appreciate it.
Do you recommend laser cut film? So plotters are great. They're great production tools. You're generally not going to get as perfect of a cut with one, So when we're talking about the final fit on the window, where they usually let me down is along the top edge of the window. Sometimes they bow away from it, they come up over. Sometimes our sides are a little bit short. So as long as the patterns are good, they're great production tools. He's over there. How you doing on this one?
Not too bad.
Any questions?
Is it like how far down do you want to put that? Just like
Far, but not too far. With Teslas, they don't give you too much space below the seal. Let's see where you had it. You probably had it a little bit higher than this. I'd say like right in here
Okay.
is generally perfectly fine for that.
Okay. Cool.
This cut looks super clean. Nice job. So when I'm making the rest of these cuts, I'm just gonna push this inwards a little bit.
Right.
How much is kind of like, is a little hard to figure out. If you do it a little farther, you have a little farther gap away from the entirety of the window. If you do it a little closer, it's just trying to figure out where that sweet spot is. So I would tack it here.
Okay.
And then cut the rest of it and you'll have a good pattern.
Cool. Thank you.
How's this one going?
We're just starting to this.
Okay. Any questions? No?
Just you.
Okay.
Just watching wait.
It makes it annoying.
Recommend how to like.
When I make these cuts, I'll cut this side first and drag it over because I can see this way easier than I can guesstimate in there. So I kind of use this to guesstimate. So I'm gonna pull it over enough, let's say about here. Then when I make this cut, I kind of have to take my knife and poke it in here and start it at the bottom because it's really difficult to try and go the other way around. It usually gets pinched in there. So I'll cut from here and just go up. And then when I drag it back, I'm kind of looking at this overlap here and I'm gonna push it until I get like the right amount of overlap over here.
When I do this, I'm also not
However you did it,
on the tool at all.
it looks like that's far enough over.
But then when I make my cut, it's very light and smooth. It's basically the harder
Did I steal your spray bottle?
I'll just cut like into this, like make jagged.
I think I stole it. I have one hooked on my belt right now. I'm like, that's not mine. There's no way that's mine.
I feel like it should be a little longer.
It can help, but let me double check. Here you go. This window tends to shift a little bit.
See if I peel it, see where where the plastic is. So this will actually have to be installed on that side.
It probably is because this window shifted. That looks good. No, you're good. Yep. Yep, you got a good amount on both sides, it looks like. I just had it a little bit farther over this way than I needed it. And we're gonna lift it. It looks like it might have shifted a little bit like that. Oh yeah, it definitely did. Okay, so now it's short there. Or did it do that when I rolled it up? Please tell me it didn't do that when I rolled it up. I thought I had it squeegee down right. No, okay, good. Actually, I'd rather have that be the mistake. I thought I tacked it down enough. So let's put it back.
Yeah, the one thing in class is more for people that have really had
Da-da-da. It's close enough. Let's really make sure.
basically one specific
Doesn't seem like there's too much soap either. Yeah, you're good. You're definitely good on this one. So it's still slightly pulled over this way.
It's a little short.
It was slightly pulled over this way when I rolled it up. You're gonna have enough space on that side. So you're good. You can see how much farther it is over here right now.
Yeah.
So I just had it a little tugged over this way. You're completely fine on that side.
Like a little bit here too.
Exactly. That basically is just like, it's just off a little bit because it just got stuck. So when I tacked it there, you're good. Nice job on that. Oh, I'm stealing another spray bottle. What sprayer is that? This is Obsessed Garage Press-All spray bottle. That's their newer, like, dual action one. It's a really good detailing spray bottle. So, ooh, actually I got both of them right here. Zep bottles, they output a lot of water. These ones don't quite do as much water. You have to press harder because they're dual action. So you get like a finer mist. These are really nice, but you're not missing anything by using a Zep spray bottle really. But for like, if you're detailing, that's what these are for. I just picked them up to try them out. And we do like them. I just started tinting. Can you give me some tips? Just keep watching. How you doing on this one?
Okay.
I think we're gonna get lunch soon.
Now, if I had, see, this is supposed to round into this straight line. How would you even?
But you want to simplify it a little bit more. So you don't want to just guess that. You want to continue this, and then just like you have there. It's a bit far. Did it dip down? I feel like it might have dipped here. So then that would be where your edge is. What door was this for?
Driver.
Driver's door in the Ultima?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is falling off. Hang on. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, it always feels like it's loose. Or does it feel like it's loose? Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna line it up on there. And then we're gonna see. 2 seconds. I'm gonna line this up on here and see what we got. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So do you cut starting here and then you went into here? Or
I started right here.
and then ended there?
I believe so.
Oh, really? Okay. We can fix this a little bit. If you started here, you started really far away. It looks more like you started over there, but for this top edge, we're gonna fix it. Because it's throwing you off a little bit, because this comes close to the glass like it should, but then this is really far away. So you would have had to then have started like super far away from that, and it got a little bit wobbly. So we want to get just a little bit closer next time.
Like closer to the left side of the window.
Yeah, stay within like 1/2 inch to like no more than 1 inch away from it, and then just cut straight down and you'll hit the window. Trim that off. There we go. So now, when we go back over to the board and finish off this pattern, it's gonna make, I think, a little bit more sense to you. Because now this edge, instead of being from all the way over here, is now this little bit right there. Because your side edge is good. So you just take a ruler, straighten that out, round your corners there. When you're rounding corners here, to be honest, I'm not completely sure how this happened. Did you try and just cut it from here all the way down?
I can't really tell you, I'll be honest.
Okay. So when you have a straight edge though, always try and simplify your corners. So rather than having, let's say this was all still tinted and not taken away, right? I still got my tint in here. Instead of trying to, but let's say this is like a big tab that I have to cut away. Instead of taking my knife and trying to guess from here all the way down to here, you're gonna use this straight edge, make your cut along with that edge, and so let's wipe this away. And then that simplifies this here, so then I draw this straight, and then I just round the difference there. I always break those corners down. So just like you were doing for here, cut that, then we'll cut this straight, and then we'll round the little difference. It'll just make it easier. Once you get used to cutting your edges and your corners, you then could eyeball a much bigger area, but when you have a big tab, it just makes it a lot easier to simplify it. So, so this is gonna just be pulled away from that edge a little bit. This corner's fine, the rest of the edge is fine. So just finish that up and you'll have a pattern. What do you think about the Quasar mercury bottles? You know, I don't think I've ever had those. I have like a poly bottle. I used these poly 2s for like the longest time. So any type of pump sprayer is okay, but if I go back to using this, I just don't like the pump sprayers. I'm either a keg or a trigger sprayer, but I really like the idea of this. For window tint, I think it's all right for the right people. It seems to put a lot of spray, or like enough. And it's not very loud. I just think I need like a hook on it too, because they keep putting it on the ground. I wish I would have asked somebody to teach me. I learned on my own through a couple of Walmart rolls. So these you can 100% learn on your own. The classes are super good at just helping work you through anywhere that you're caught up on. So it's just it's an accelerator. If your only option is outside, clean up the area around the window best as possible, then get inside the car to tint. Move the steering wheel and seat as far back. Yeah, that's a good tip. What was that about? No music? The no music always is so wild. The no music is because we also are on YouTube, and YouTube will just pull our stream super fast if we start streaming music. Yeah, unfortunately. I've even paid for royalty-free music, and then later down the road, you could have a video posted, and then like 2 years later, all of a sudden that royalty-free music gets bought, and then they put copyrights on all of it, and then they get flagged and pulled. Do you install a windshield PPF? I don't yet. It's still kind of an early product. It damages fairly quickly, but it's getting better. There's a lot of attention and money behind it. So it's like, it's getting better a lot faster. I kind of want to look at one, but I don't really want to do it for customers. Not as much. I think we got food here now. Ooh, we do. Food! All right, we're gonna take a bit of a streaming break. we'll be back for installs. I'm gonna